Starting today, 20th November, the Tibet Museum is starting a 5-day traveling exhibition titled Advocating Tibet, open to the general public with an intent to engage and advocate the diverse community, particularly the visiting tourists in McLeodganj here at the courtyard of Tughlaqan, the main temple.
Currently, we are targeting 5 days, starting from Monday to Friday. So, in these 5 days, for the first 2 days, we will be exhibiting Indo-Tibetan, the relationship, traveling exhibition based on Indo-Tibetan relationship. So that is very important because most of the visitors here, I think around 90% of them are Indian. So they should know, how India and Tibet, not only geographically, they are neighboring countries, but through culture, through religion, through various cultural heritage, they are brother and sister. So I think we should tell them the truth about how the Tibetan Buddhism came from India, how the literature and language came from India. So I think through this photographic exhibition, one will understand all the detailed historical, the fact and figures about that. And also after that, we will host our flagship traveling exhibition, that is Long Look Homeward. So that talk about the history of Tibet, ranging from 2,000 years of how Tibet has been independent country, how Chinese occupied it, what is the current situation. So that is the second exhibition that we want to host, And then maybe in the month of December, we will probably host the biographic of His Holiness Dalai Lama, because in the month of December, on 10th of December, we celebrate Nobel Peace Prize. So we want to build up for that. Yeah.
The Tibet Museum was established by the Department of Information and International Relations, Central Tibetan Administration, in 1998 to document, preserve, research, exhibit and educate on Tibet's history, culture, environment and current situation inside Tibet. It was formally inaugurated by His Holiness the Dalai Lama on 30th April 2000. The Old Tibet Museum was housed in a small rented space within His Holiness the Dalai Lama's temple complex. The centrally located site in McLeodganj Dharamshala received approximately 80,000 visitors every year. However, due to limited space, a new museum of about 9,000 square feet of permanent and temporary exhibitions in Kangchen Kishon Dharamshala was established and formally opened on 9th February 2022. The main objective is to accommodate more in-depth explorations of Tibetan culture and history, to highlight human rights violations in Tibet and the importance of Tibet's fragile environment and its deterioration under the Chinese occupation, and to provide educational opportunities to the community and the wider audience in the world. During the opening of the exhibition, we talked to few of the visitors present at the courtyard of the temple.
Okay, I guess it's about knowing about the Tibet's history, because even I'm a Buddhist and knowing His Holiness history and even the Tibet's is way more interesting. It was like we were supposed to visit the Tibet Museum, but we are glad that while we came here today, we have an exhibition here, so I guess that is what's interesting. It is.
Okay. So can you also tell us what's the takeaway from this exhibition? What did you learn?
Okay, I guess I got to learn a lot about the Tibet's history. It's not that I had no idea. I did have an idea, but I guess this exhibition, it have enlarged my knowledge about Tibet's invasion by the Chinese people, the Chinese government and all. And it's good to know and see. Even we had a book there, so I got it for free, and I'm taking this. Oh. I'll be reading this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever I've read and gone through, I extremely appreciate the relation between my country, India, and Tibet, and the way Dalai Lama, His Highness, he is here, and how both the countries have, taken care of each other and where we are standing today. So, thank you very much, and we appreciate everything that Tibetans do in our country.
Well, it's nice to put what we have learned with the pictures into force. We were just at Nalanda University a few days ago, and it's nice to come here and be able to see that put into perspective, of the history. So this is very informative. I'm very grateful that we're here and learning even more from the other side of the world.
What about Nalanda? Can you talk a little bit more about?
and from the Nalanda University, and what a big center it was for the teachings of medicine and all kinds of religious and science, and how it was like a booming civilization. And I'm not 100% sure, but now we just see the ruins of what used to be like a big, a big center. And I see that it's also part of the tradition here, where a lot of the studies of Buddhism took place in monks. I think I don't know thousands of monks being trained under the same space. So yeah, that's nice to come here and see it put into perspective, in a chronological way. So, yeah.
We've heard about Dalai Lama a lot and about his exile. So we wanted to visit his place of residence and the Buddhist community in Tibet.
Okay. Yeah. Anything striking, any information that is interesting to learn? I saw you guys going through one by one and reading carefully. What is interesting?
What interesting was that the hospitality and the acceptance of Indians, how the Chinese invaded them. Afterwards, even though they came here as a refuge, but the love still the Indians have for the humanity, and especially for the Tibetan, that Dalai Lama. Till today that we cherish the relationship. Like as I see from Nehru onwards, different prime ministers, Nehru, Indira Gandhi, then Lal Bahadur Shastri, then afterwards we come even Rajiv Gandhi, until now Modi also. Though we have internal fights and internal conflicts also, but Atiti Dev Bhav, that we find God in our guests, so they are also our people. So that relationship which was touching for us, for me to learn and to see and to cherish the relationship, not only for Tibetan, we have to respect human as a human, wherever we are from. So that is what is learning from this exhibition, I would say.
What new thing you learned from this?
For me, everything is new. First of all, first time I am seeing, and all the information, especially the information they have given about Dalai Lama visiting or meeting the Prime Minister and presidents and the Chief Minister, even Bihar Chief Minister giving all these things new to me, because down south I didn't know more about him, but now looking at this, I got a lot of information about him and our country, giving a lot of importance to Dalai Lama.
I think it's a very informative exhibition. I think it shows how Tibet and India are closely bound together, and I think it's a good thing that there should be peace in the world and everybody instead of conflict, which I think is most important.
The week-long exhibition will display the DIR publications, a series of documentary screening and catalogue and brochures which will disseminate the uncensored, unbiased and untainted narrative of Tibet.